in Swahili. Thank you, Combo, and thank you, Brian, for teaching us that Muratina does not mean water. Yeah. Okay, so final submissions tomorrow. Everyone knows that. We'll put it up. It's not in the classroom yet. It'll get put up. Rest up on the weekend. Last 2 weeks, we will be going. I have a sense that they'll be going kind of straight through. So do rest up. And we're getting towards the end of things. So the last 2 weeks, as we talked about, it'll be group work. We're going to have groups of 6 people, more or less. Let's say groups of between 5 and 6 people. Yeah, and we're going to change the rhythm or the tone pretty significantly, so that we will not have tutorials. But what we will have is that you'll each be assigned one tutor to help support you in delivering the product to the client. I'm going to be there as well, and I'll be supporting on everything non-technical. But we want it to be as close as possible to actually coming up with a useful product by the end of the 2 weeks. So we're super enthusiastic about that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I think that we'll face some real challenges. For example, is there enough data to really answer the questions, or how do we come up with enough data to answer the questions sufficiently? So it'll be interesting. Looking forward to it. In terms of careers, so we're gonna have a talk next week, or next week or the week afterwards, on freelancing lessons. So the 2 things that we're moving towards helping each of you to do in terms of post-10 Academy, freelancing is a good skill to have, and it's a good way to kind of cover some of the gaps and to get some experience, to earn some money, and just to get moving. So we want to make sure that everyone has at least a profile and some experience on how do you actually go from right now to earning a little bit of money. So our goal in week 13 will be that everyone earns at least $1, like real money from somebody else. And if you want, you can get that paid out. So at least $1, even if it's doing something like doing whatever you need to do. We want to get, as far as I can understand, I still haven't heard anyone tell me that they've earned more than $1 on a platform like Upwork. And our longer term goal remains getting people into full-time careers. And so we're going to start in that in earnest after we're done with week 13. But some of you have already started applying. We're also in the middle of reaching out to different companies, and some people have been already interviewing. But do be active. We're going to get active on the full-time career stuff post week 13 per this sort of 10 Academy career system that's in this document that we shared. But if you have any thoughts, questions, I do get emails once in a while from some of you saying, what do you think about this? Or somebody invited me to apply. Please do reach out, and we'll find a way. So today, I don't know who the AMA is, but I'm sure Prosper will answer. I think Stephanie got through an amazing number of questions. I don't think we could keep up with her questions, despite Morkali doing her very best. She handled those really well. So let's see who's on today. So what we want to talk about today, it's Friday. It's Nahom Negussie. Okay, great. Yeah, so we want to know about what went well, what didn't go so well, and what lessons could we learn, what could we do differently. So that's all from my side. Anyone else from the team? Gabriel said he's running late. He may not join. Prosper, Usman. Usman's not online. Prosper? No? All right, so let's get started. It's cold today, so I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's casual Friday. So who's up? Thank you. My predictive model said that would be 65% likely that Lowell nominates Lowell. Can nominate. And people have stopped nominating other people. That's good. I'm happy if people want to go. But first of all, you have to answer, where are you? Because you normally have this nice curtain. It looks like you're, I'm curious about.
Oh, I'm home.
Okay, no, are you in the shower?
There was a downpour today, so I couldn't go to the office. So yeah, just.
Are you in the shower?
No, I'm not.
Okay, it looks like a shower curtain behind you.
I don't know.
Ken says you're in bed.
No, I'm not in bed. I've been out of bed since like hours ago.
Okay. All right. Please go ahead.
Okay, all right. All right. Hello, everyone. So, well, it's retrospective Friday, so to give an account of how my week has been. So, prior to this week, last week, I had high hopes about it. So, because I saw what we were supposed to learn, which is PostgreSQL. And like I stated one of these days in the week, I figured that when you work in a company, most of them, they won't have their data recorded as a CSV file. They work with databases. So, it's very important to know how to work with this type of, this type of systems. So over the week, I've not been chance to take out the time to learn and devote myself to it because of some other engagements which I could.
Lawal, can you hear us? Okay, I think we lost Lawal, so let's go to Ken. We'll come back to Lawal.
Good morning.
Morning.
So about the week, is Lawal still speaking?
Yeah, we lost you in the middle, so we moved on to Ken. So Lawal, why don't we go to Ken and then we'll come back to you. Ken, go ahead.
So this week has been, I think, tough on the technical side. We're connecting the databases.
Can you hear me?
And yeah,
Okay, right,
actually,
that's fine.
It's more technical. It's more technical. So like the current block I'm facing is connecting Tableau to Postgres. It keeps on closing the connection. I don't know why, but I've started like working on the tasks like I think 2 hours ago. So haven't moved that much. I'm planning to ask on Slack from the people who had the challenge and managed to solve it how they did it. Yeah, but otherwise the week has been relatively good for me. Because I had like, although I haven't achieved what I had planned for the whole week, at least I've achieved something like, because I was like actively tracking what I was saying I'm supposed to do and what I did and why I did not do what I said to do. So it's been, I wouldn't say it's bad and not good. It's just the average. Yeah.
Okay. Lessons learned or things to change for the future?
I think most of the lessons I've learned this week are just personal lessons.
Okay.
In terms of the challenge, nothing can be changed, but I think the challenge was a bit too technical. I don't know, but yeah.
And do you want to share any personal lessons learned?
No, it's just a trend that I've been observing. So, like, I usually keep a journal. So, although I don't write on it, but weekly, probably I write like 3 times. So, like, I've noticed a trend of something that I usually do, and it usually, like, I usually end up not, I won't say it, but it's something I do, but it usually ends and messes up probably part of my day. So, I don't be like productive as I ought to be. So that's one thing I've noticed today, actually, from just like going through what I've written for like 2 months.
Okay.
So I'd advise people to start journaling if they want to just know more about themselves and don't lie when you're writing. Just write everything.
And you would advise us to make the challenge a little bit less technical for next time. Okay, got it. Lawal? Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, yeah, I hope you can hear me better now. Yeah, I think I'll just move my video to conserve bandwidth. So I was discussing about how my week went. So please, can you just let me know when you lost me so that I can just start from there, please?
You were saying that you had other plans. You had high hopes, and then other things came up and made it. You had other obligations, something like that.
Okay, all right. So I was able to submit the interim. So but tonight, like yesterday night and this morning, I was thanks to Abubakar, he messaged me yesterday evening check up on me because he knows that I would have reached out to him to ask about how to go about with some of the tasks, which I didn't. So I was really motivated by his single act, and I was like for someone else to reach out to me, and I had to sacrifice my sleep. And when I started, okay, I felt like the tax 2 was giving me trouble, so I should just go ahead with the Tableau. I went to the YouTube channel to download some of the tutorials I've missed. So I watched them. So after then okay, let me just connect my Tableau, and when I checked the channel, I saw that some people have been having problems with it, Clear and some other guys. So I knew I was in for something not asking. So when I started, the thing connected, but it was giving me an error, and I tried to connect other tables with it. So I copied the error code, put it on Google. So from there, I got to know that it was because, okay, I think I will just say this so that everybody that is facing the problem will know. So it was because normally Tableau doesn't support the PostgreSQL 12, which is what most of us are using. So most of the time, we have to uninstall the driver, the PSQL ODBC driver, which is the one that is for the 12. Then you now go to the SQL site to download a lower version of the driver, maybe like SQL for version 11 or 10. So when you install that and you restart the Tableau, most of it should go fine. I'll just still write that on the Slack channel. So and it went fine. So and also when I connected my Tableau, so initially I was concerned about how will I see the relationship between all these tables and all. So I mean, I will just, instead of doing tax 2 before tax 3, I will just do the Tableau before that one, because I'll be able to see the connection between all these tables, and from there I'll be able to now know, because initially I had to be asking, how will I get relationship? So I think the Tableau will give me a way to get that, and yeah, I will try my best to see what I can get done today. I'm home throughout today, so I'm really pumped. Yeah, thank you very much to the 10 Academy team, and the references for this week are quite solid. So
in terms of lessons learned for next week, or lessons learned for the future, rather, is this type of challenge, do you find it okay, or how do you find it?
Yeah, I think it's all about, the challenge interesting. Actually, I found it interesting. So it's a little bit too early for me to say that, but then I think I find it interesting, and yeah. And
okay, last question, Lawal, is how does Yabba say database? I think we lost them. Okay, so we need 5 more people to sign up for the stand-up, Ilakura, or for the reflection.
What happened? Yourself to it.
Hello, good morning.
So that was my connection.
All right, thanks, Lawal. We lost you in the middle, but yeah, so let's.
Okay, right.
But just tell me, how does Yabba say database? I've never noticed.
Database, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Just notice it when he's calling it.
Okay. All right, Ilakura.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you well. You sound like you're on stage.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, this week has been actually fine, because I've actually been looking for a way to actually develop my SQL knowledge and stuff like that, because I think that is the only one that I'm actually lacking, like SQL. And when I saw this week's challenge, I was like, wow, it's actually good. So I think the lesson I've actually used for the future is one, I have to revise what I've already learned in SQL. I have to go back to data quest to just do a refresher, even though I already had the basic knowledge of SQL, so I have to go over it. That actually helped me in this week challenge. And also reaching out to people, you understand, no man is an island of knowledge. So I have to reach out to some persons like Abubakar, Nahom, and some other persons, and those people actually helped me. So one thing I've learned is reaching out to people. You don't just keep everything to yourself, like getting frustrated. I remember when I was trying to troubleshoot, I think for 6 hours I was troubleshooting. I was uninstalling Postgres, installing it, uninstalling, because I was just having an issue connected to my PG admin. And when I brought it to the Slack channel, and within few minutes, Abubakar replied and some other guys replied, and I was able to solve it. So one thing I've learned is don't solve something on your own. Like if it has taken you more than 2 hours to solve something, reach out to people. don't keep it to yourself and start knocking your head on the ground and stuff like that, because you get frustrated. And that's why most people actually lose out programming, because after they have been able to, they are trying to debug something for 2 hours or 3 hours and they can't debug it, then they get frustrated and go back and they be like, programming is not for me. So that's one lesson I've actually learned. And also about this week challenge, it's quite technical, but it's actually fine because it's something, when we get to the real world, like when we work as a data scientist, we won't really be getting all these easy tasks. So at least it's better we get used to solving technical tasks and stuff like that. And I believe it's just like an organization. You can actually reach out to your subordinates, you can reach out to your co-workers and stuff like that. The tasks has actually been fine. And is there another question again?
No, I think that covers it.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thanks. I mean, one of the points I wanted to make is we added this week's challenge in response to what we were hearing from different employers, and they were telling us that a lot of the work that will be done is just dealing with large amounts of data, dealing with it fast and efficiently, and managing if you're dealing with live data, how do you manage such huge amounts of data? So we wanted you to make sure that you had this, that when you went in for an interview, you discussed with somebody, you weren't stuck dealing with databases, how to manage them, how to connect them. Yeah, I mean, some of these technical problems, you may be called upon to fix them yourself. So, okay. Mullerwork, you've been nominated.
Hello everyone.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Very well, yeah. There's a lot of questions about your hair first.
What? I didn't hear it.
Lawal is asking questions. Lawal and Ada are curious about your hair, but in keeping with this spirit, let's not talk about your hair. Let's talk about your SQL database. How was the week for you?
This week was not good for me. Still, I'm getting sick today, and I was in a clinic for the last hours.
Oh no.
And I just joined you now. I didn't do much. I just wish to get recovered soon and to back to my status.
I didn't hear the last thing you said. Could you say it again?
Yeah, I'm kind of sick today, and
Okay.
I didn't do much.
Okay. Sorry to hear.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Who's up next? Let's hear from Abu Bakr. Everyone's mentioned him as one of the central points of SQLdom. So Abu Bakr, are you here? See here.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Abu Bakr.
Mulwak, get well soon. Our prayers are with you. So this week has been awesome. At the same time, it's difficult. At the same time, it's interesting too. I've had a lot of new friends added to my friends database. So the Postgres friends database is going well. I've been able to connect it to the Tableau. I'm making some good visualization about it. Lawal is stopping the chat right now. Napil is second on the list. So yesterday was too much of thinking and trying to solve tasks too, because it was difficult. But I think with my colleagues, we were able to solve it at the last part, and then I think I've gained a lot of knowledge about it. One thing I would encourage all of us to do is the communication. Like, once, according to what Emilekura has mentioned, once we have just a little bit of challenges, just put it out there, and then there will be a lot of people that will be ready to offer us help, and then we can easily move on and solve another problem, and then we'll increase in knowledge and we have more friends to our database. And in terms of the challenge, I think it's technical, and I like it too, because once it is technical, it's not something you'll be forced to go and learn it so that you can meet the deadline. And then if you can do that, if you get to the work environment, it will just be easy peasy. So once they give you work and it seems hard, you know how to approach it. And I think I've answered all the questions, yes.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to highlight or underline one of the points that's been made a couple of times, and I think some of our guest speakers have also made that. I understand that Prince, he was our TA for the first edition, the in-person, And that was one of his strongest points. And I think Dorothy, our first speaker, she made that point as well, where no person is an island. And especially in the world of work, which is probably, I think, very different from the world of school, you do better if you make friends who support you. And it's almost always better to reach out and to create a community of people here, but also when you're in the world of work, because if you genuinely help someone when that person needs help, they will come back and help you. And it may not be technical help, it may not be code, but it may simply be encouragement just to keep going when you're kind of in a bit of a stuck situation. So I just wanted to, I'm really glad to see that aspect. I think that's one of the greatest successes that you've shown us as batch 3, that the community has really come together. And I think that this balance between everyone wanting to do well, but also supporting each other has come out really in a healthy way. Okay, next up is Ada. Ada's been nominated by Jeanette.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Today in the morning I woke up quite early and I was able to do some stuff that I wasn't able to do yesterday, so I'm starting to enjoy the challenge. It's a bit tough, but at least the progress that I've made has encouraged me. Let's see, I've been working with Lotome, Elvis, Stephanie. The community is supportive, that's what I'm trying to say, so thank you. And then I'm looking forward to Nahom's AMA. Thanks.
All right, next up is Segun.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone. So the week has been pretty good. The challenge is tough a bit, but then it's pretty nice. Like everyone has said, having like a challenge that brings you to learn is really nice. And I was able to reach out to a lot of people. Finally, I and Abubakar were able to like speak more. He was like, I don't really know the OSPL or not. And funny enough, he turned to our teacher this week. But yeah, it's just, I'm grateful for him, Ken, Lekura. They have just been really helpful. With the task, I don't know if it's just me, but everybody has been saying it's quite difficult. But yesterday, I did it. It was just a question that was giving me an issue, but the rest of it was pretty fine. I guess so I'm pretty confused. Maybe I'm not doing the wrong thing, something like that. But yeah, no one. For the Tableau dashboard, what Lawal said. So I tried it this morning. Connect because it does not support for version 12. So I think just what he said, just uninstall that and get a lower version and see what I can do. So yeah, that's it for me.
All right, last two people for the reflection before we go to Nahom is we have Brian and John.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Could you speak up, please?
Yeah, it's kind of chilly over here, so that's why my voice is
okay.
getting sad. Anyways, actually in the start, Monday, Tuesday, the task didn't seem so much challenging, but then it got kind of challenging when the interim submission approached. I don't know why. Anyways, generally it has been technical on my side, but I think the support I've had from the community that has just made me to have a deep understanding of of all of it, and I've been able to do a couple of things on it. So today I'm working on the Tableau part, and I think having technical challenges as well is good for on our side, that is, because it gives us the technical knowledge that actually will be required in the field. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
All right, great. Maybe so. Last year, Yevabel would always tell me how beautiful the Moodle database is, and to be honest, I had no idea what he was talking about. I kind of said, okay, I mean, whatever. But it's good to hear that other people are also seeing the beauty of the Moodle database and the way it interacts. But he was really describing it like you would describe a beautiful person on the street. Last one is John Latome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so this week, I think the lesson majority of us have learned is about community building. Community is very important. And on that note, I would like to thank each and every person that has really played the role of being part of that community. Yesterday, I had some challenges with W. We had discussion up to late in the night with Abubakar, Nabil, Brian. I'm really grateful for you guys. On my side, I think it has been a good learning, getting to know Postgres. I only knew a bit of SQL, but I had not done much in Postgres. So I think it's good. That's all.
Super. Okay. Prosper. Thank you, everyone. I think that's, I'll pass it's too bad Yavival couldn't make it. I'll pass the feedback on to him. And yeah, over to learn more about Nahom. Prosper. Prosper, are you there? All right, maybe his connection isn't great. So Nahom, please, video on, front and center. I think Mokali has 67 questions queued up, ready to ask. He even put on a nice shirt for this. Look at that. He's ready.
Yeah, I'm lucky Mokali's not here, but how come? She was very determined to get me on this AMA.
She will. I'm sure she will come. All right, yeah. Over to you, guys. Questions for Nahom?
Yeah, she made me do some promises for her, but she's not here anyway.
So as Prosper's connection is not working, let me ask the usual question. Tell us, who is Nahom?
Wow, that's a difficult question to start with. So Nahom is a proud Ethiopian, born and raised in Addis Ababa. I'm actually a Christian Orthodox follower, Real Madrid fan, and what more can I say about it? I'm not sure. It's a bit tough, but very passionate in data science, in software engineering and technology as a whole. I think that's all about me. So can you still hear me? Is the mic okay?
Yeah, the mic is good. The questions are coming in the chat.
All right. So, I turned 24 before 20 days. So why do you like short hair? I actually hate it, but I just wanted to take care of my hair because I'm staying home all day and I can make the best of it by, keeping it short and applying every kind of care I can apply to it. Thank you, Alikora. Hala Madrid to you too. And my favorite dish is raw meat. I'm not sure that everybody else around the world is familiar with it, but raw meat is just my best. I cannot stress this enough. It's just the best. And I'm pretty much sure that it's the best for 50% of the Ethiopian population, and it's in the top 5 for around 90%. I'm quite sure of that. So why are you this fresh? I'm not sure I understand this question. Please add some more details to it, or if anybody can help me, please. I'm talking about Olusegun's question. Why Real Madrid? Wow. So it's the easiest of them all. Real Madrid is as we all know, the biggest football club in the world. It is a royal heritage, and it's the most successful club. It's just one of the easiest questions to answer. And what do you like the most about Ethiopia? So actually, I love our culture. I love the patriotism of the people, and we work together in such a lovely way. So people care for each other. We have such a very great social life. So what more can I ask for in a country? So when would you like to leave? Do you mean where, or not sure I get your question correctly? When would you like to leave? Not sure.
I meant where.
Oh, where? You mean where in Ethiopia?
No, where in the world?
Oh, where in the world? Actually, I would like to visit as many countries as I can. I would like to explore as many cultures as I can, but you know, and I would like to further my studies and work abroad. But at the end of the day, I want to come back to Ethiopia. I don't want to spend more than 10 to 15 years living abroad. I want to come back to Ethiopia. And yeah, how did you transition into data science? So I started off as a software engineer, and I was convinced enough that technology was a thing for me. And I was looking for which subdiscipline of software engineering is the best for me. And I was somehow more attracted to Internet of Things and robotics and intelligence side of things when I was a third-year student. And finally, when I was a fifth-year student, that is last year, we were given a slight introduction to to big data analysis and modeling, and I was just stunned with what we can do with a big amount of data, and what kind of significant decisions that we can make by using data in a wise way. And from that point on, I was always looking for ways to, upskill myself in data science. And thank God, 10 Academy came along, and thank you very much for that. I'm really grateful. So red injera or regular injera? Wow, such a nice question, actually. Regular injera, I'm really not into red injera. And on some weddings or something, when I'm provided with a red injera, I'd always prefer to eat it with bread or something else. So have you been outside Ethiopia? Unfortunately, no, but I think I can do it in the next 2 years. Have you traveled outside of Ethiopia? Which countries? Of course, none. None is the answer, but I would really like to do it in the near future. What do you do for fun? Well, I dance a lot, dancing, not only for fun, but in the days when I am not in the mood or disappointed, and also when celebrating. Dancing is the first thing that comes to my mind. I also enjoy watching football. I'm not into movies that much, but watching football and socializing with my friends. So what specific field in your country do you want to master to make an impact? So I'd like to apply my data science skills in the health sector or in the agriculture. I think that those two are the most important when it comes to Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is still making a transition to just starting the transition from agricultural to industrial. So there is more of an impact to make on the agriculture. Of course, health is very important everywhere in the world, as it is in Ethiopia. So that's why. And excuse me. So Messi or Ronaldo. Where did that question go? Yeah, actually, I have to admit Messi is better. Of course, Messi is better. But I would like to thank Ronaldo for everything he's done for his team. He's just an incredible guy. But he was very unfortunate to be on the same generation with Messi. He could have won everything else if it wasn't for Messi. But I have to admit, Messi is a bit better. So French fries or chicken wings? Chicken wings all the way. I'm sorry, Mikali, not this time. So how did you earn your first per Ethiopian currency? So if we're talking about a real amount of money, something that's to be considered an income, it was last year when I got a job as a software engineer here in Addis Ababa. It was a startup company. So it was December 2019. And I developed an e-commerce website for a startup company. Which of the Ethiopian 10 Academy trainings is the best dancer? Okay. So I haven't seen all of them dancing, but I should say it's Binyam, of course. He's the only one I have seen dancing. Do you want to be famous? Not famous as someone everybody recognizes when I'm walking on a pavement or something, but I would like to be someone who can be recognized in such, I mean, just in a specific field. For example, there are some people who are extremely successful with what they're doing, and they're recognized by people who are interested in that sector or field, but I don't want to be famous and recognized by everybody, but only in the specific field that I'm interested in. But can someone please give me a signal if my voice is loud enough?
It's perfect.
Okay, thank you. So how do you feel about social media? Are you active? No, I'm not active. Actually, Instagram is good. I'd really like to be active on Instagram. Of course, LinkedIn is something else that's not considered social media, right? So I'd like to be extremely active on LinkedIn, but Facebook is just my enemy. I just hate it because it's just full of crap. I'm sorry to say this, but and also considering the current political situation, everybody's trying to make Facebook the worst. So I'm not active on Facebook, but I would like to be more active on Instagram and of course LinkedIn. Tell us about that robot. Oh, nada. So it's my final year project, and as I told you earlier, I'm really interested in robotics, Internet of Things, and actually the things that drive the fourth industrial revolution, like intelligence, data science, and Internet of Things. So I just wanted my final year project to be something different than what we were used to. So I had to, you know, look for something that wasn't thought of before, at least as a university graduation project. So the robot is capable of, at least still in progress, but the requirements of the robot are she can navigate inside an office place, and she is supposed to be an office assistant. So she can welcome clients as they come in and you know, greet them, and then she can brief them about the services given by the company, and she would ask them if they want to meet the manager or get some other information. So if they choose to meet the manager, she will fix an appointment for them, and actually she will send a request to the manager, and if the manager is feeling okay with who is wanting to get to him, she will immediately notify them to get in. If not, she'll fix an appointment. And she also has the capability to stream audio and live video, so that the manager does not have to go to every office to just talk with whoever is there. And she also take attendances for, she logs attendances for the entrance or of the company employees. So when they come in, she tries to recognize their face and log the time in which they entered the building. She also does the recognition, and if she does not recognize the person, she will assume that it's a new client, so that she can brief the new client about the company services. I think that answers the question. But she does some other things too, but I'm still working on which ones to leave and which ones to go with. So what's the data science project that you're most proud of? So the problem with my data science history is just begun just last year, and problem with that was I was still in the university and I had some other tasks, with the robot being one of them. And so I was working only on just to get something to submit and to get a grade from my teacher in the university. So I didn't complete many of them because I was just, trying to, fulfill the requirements of the assignments given by our instructor. But I think the only ones I am proud of are the ones here in Khan Academy. What advice will you give to your junior self? Wow. Extremely tough question. It's extremely tough. Yeah, there are many things I've learned even in the past 2 days, and there are so many that I'll give to my junior self, but that's the problem of having many answers, and you cannot easily come up with one good answer. But if I do remember, I'll tell you later on. What legacy do you wish to leave to your family, country, and the world? What do you want to be reminded for? Yeah, so actually, thank you for making the scope a bit larger. I was always thinking about, leaving a legacy in terms of my country. So my country, as you all know, is struggling in terms of economy. We are very poor, even though we are very proud and determined people. We have been struggling with economic issues for the best part of our history. Not the best part of our history, but at least for the past 300 or 400 years. So I would like to apply my skills to agricultural to the agricultural sector, and bring about an economic change that I can be remembered for. Of course, I cannot do it alone, but just I want to contribute it, and that's what I would like to be remembered for. How long can you last without injera? Actually, I can last the rest of my life. I'm sorry, yeah. Actually, if we are not talking about raw meat and other, exciting dishes, pasta is my favorite food. I can eat pasta all day long, day in, day out. So I can last forever, to be honest. So injera is our traditional what do you call it? It's not bread, but so something similar that we use to wrap our stew with. Stew, I think stew, yeah. Wrap the stew with so that it's easier to, swallow. And of course, I don't think it has many nutritional values, but it's very healthy because it does not have any other side effects, but also not much of a gain too. But it has iron, a good amount of iron. My favorite childhood game, football and Kaka, but I don't know how to say it, Benny. What do we call Kaka? So it's just like role playing, right? Kaka is like role playing. I'm not sure how to say it in English. Sorry. Dance video, please. So I promised Mukali that I'll do a dance right away in the same session, but I think, thank God she's not here. So I'm trying to answer Victoria's question. Dance video, please. Okay, I'll send it later on to you. Dulet or
No, not just for her. Can you dance for all of us, like at the end of the session?
Okay, I can do that. Okay.
All right.
Dulet or Mutura. I'm not sure what Mutura is. Can you please tell me what it is, John? Yeah, he knows a lot about Ethiopia. I'm trying to answer Binim's question. How does Latome know about Dulet? He told me that he's very interested in Ethiopia and he's planning to visit it within these 2 years. So what's your day-to-day mantra? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what mantra is. Extremely sorry. No. If injera is for Ethiopia, fufu is for Nigeria. Well, nice explanation. Thanks.
Now, like, I mean, what's your day-to-day activities? Sorry, I didn't get the spelling of mantra right. Like, what do you do day-to-day, like your activities?
Yeah, my activities day to day. So wake up in the morning and I pray first things. First I pray and go to breakfast with my family. I enjoy dining with my family. So the only time I get to dine with my family is only in the mornings because I don't have them on lunch and most of the time on dinner too. So I'd like dining with them. So after that, I would like to connect with my friends. And if education is going on, I'll go to school and of course continue my daily routine. I'm not sure I answered your question the way you wanted it, but I don't know what else to say, sorry. How can someone ask for food in Ethiopian language? I skipped your question. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. So you say, you just don't ask for food directly. So you say, "Ndamnalachu." That is, how are you guys doing? That's just it. And you just get into their home and everybody welcomes you. So we have a saying that says "Beit እግዚአብሔር ነው," which translates to everybody's home is the property of God. So no one can say that this is my house and you cannot get in. So something like that. So you just say, how are you? And they'll invite you in and get some food. Yeah, Bumale ain't got nothing on me. Well, thank you very much, teacher Sunimi. I'm also enjoying it. Oh my God. I think things are getting a bit technical here. Posterior, I see something like that. Do you have a favorite quote and what is it? Wow, such a nice question, Prosper. I think it's Einstein's quote and it says imagination is better than knowledge, and that's what drives me every day of my life. I mean, I know that I can get the knowledge anytime, but we have to work on our imagination and think outside what's written on the books or what is visible on the internet. So we have to give more priority to our imagination. Our brain is some sophisticated thing, and if we focus on our imagination, we can achieve the unachievable. What do you see that makes you think that the world is inherently fair? Wow, such a good question. But yeah, there are many things. The fact that people can get away with lying and, you know, forming networks of corruption, and people cannot do anything about it. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're the ones who say that one thing is a crime and one thing is not. So they've been doing it for the past, now I'm getting me a bit into politics. So, but it's a tough question. Yeah, so people have been doing that for the past 27 years, and I just cannot say, we better skip it, please. These days. I'm not sure of which days you're talking about, Patrick. Thank God Mikali is not here. Yeah. Just couldn't get questions from me here. So I think no, I don't have a girlfriend right now. Tell us about your fasting period. I was in a stand-up where I heard you talking to Arun about your fasting period. So I'm an Orthodox Christian, so our fasting is, you know, refraining yourself from eating some certain dairy products and meat. So to be honest, if you're strict enough in the Orthodox doctrine, we fast almost more than half of the year is a fasting period, but I'm not that strict and I fast for about 3 months only in a whole year. So do you have a girlfriend? No, actually, I don't have a girlfriend right now. I'm available as Biniam is. We have more questions for now to answer, so let's save the incoming questions for the next AMA. Okay. Thank you, Ido. I'm really glad to hear that. Yes, I do believe AI can help, even though we're really poor and we don't have the infrastructure. I really do think that it can help. So thank you very much for the great session. I really enjoyed it.
You forgot one thing, I guess.
I think
you promised us to dance at the end of the AMA.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I can open any song you like. Just tell me the title.
Oh, okay. So I think Prosper said that we're running out of time, but if Prosper is okay with that, I think I can do it. But the problem is, language would be a problem if you stream one. So I'm going to do an Ethiopian dance. So do you mind if I open one myself?
Sure, that'll be awesome.
All right. Wait for me. I'll mute. Can you hear some music?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear it?
Wow. Wow, no.
Oh no, man, that was great.
That was awesome.
That was great. That was great. That was great.
You can just
I think you have something to say. Everybody, I think you have something to say, isn't it?
It is just the feeling. I actually was shaking, but and I was like, am I cold or is it just the music or is it just the infection? I think he just got infected me. So it's like I was sitting and I was like, oh, come on, I think I'm probably getting cold. That's why you kind of what is the name of this delta? Yeah, that sound that you make is usually most no.
Yeah, that's yours. Yeah. Right.
I think what is the English name, Marun?
Ululation.
Ululation, exactly. So you ululate usually when you have like the music is kind of beating, and then people just clap and ululate. So that's what a support to show, and it will be like another type. And
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's the Gotland way of ululating. So this dance was from the northwestern corner of Ethiopia. So we have more than like 60 of them.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Everyone have a lovely day. Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.